Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. And just wanted to, again, thank our patrons for your support.
We do have a huge thank you to Rafi. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafi, our newest Patreon. And so, guys, there's so much going on right now. As we know, we're heading into deep doo-doo. Yeah. Basically, yeah, just to put it nicely there, or not so nicely. Before we go into more of the military stuff, I just want to bring up a couple of things as you see here. This says over 32 governors and top military officials have been summoned to the Pentagon, not for a routine meeting. Perhaps it would not surprise me at all, because we did have both the leader of Turkey and Kim Jong-un saying that, you know, we're basically on the doorstep of WW3 at the moment. Yeah, there is so much going on along those lines. But, you know, one of the things that gets maybe overlooked right now, or at least maybe we've overlooked it a little bit, is focusing on, again, the intensity of the weather warfare that's underway. So just be aware. I've seen multiple people talking about the possibility of a pretty intense storm front to come in, especially to affect the UK in next week. We're going to have a big change of weather. We're going to go from, I mean, gosh, it's been kind of back to summer, and then it's going to drop about 30 degrees. So, yeah, the changeability. And I don't believe it's all natural, as you guys probably know. I mean, there are natural components to things, but at the same time, the power structure takes advantage of the natural and amplifies it, and then uses it as an excuse.
It sure does. That's just what they do. They do it over and over. And you really have to look at everything and question it, you know, when you choose to look at it. It's kind of a pain, but it's the way we need to look at things now. It's too bad.
Well, looking at the damage from Acapulco, and you could see some of it here, it's massive. And again, with everybody focusing on the war, maybe it's getting overlooked a little bit. But then maybe it's also because there's just been one big thing like this after another. As you can see, this quote, oh my God. Look at the areas inland in Acapulco. Again, this looks like Gaza. There doesn't look to be too much difference in the damage. As you can see, it's just devastation. This did not feel natural at all. The way that the storm system moved did not seem natural. The amplification of it did not seem natural. You know, and you're starting to have more and more experts that are saying, I don't know, man. I've never seen this before. And is it, again, just simply all because of your carbon emissions coming from your cars and cow farts? No, absolutely not. It's absolutely warfare, as we see an update. 39 people dead, 29 men, 10 women, 220,000 homes affected. Hotel sector presents 80% damage to its facilities. Of course, this is Acapulco. This is one of the top, resort destinations on the planet. Massive power outages still. I mean, just incredible damage. Some of the locals have said they don't know how they could ever recover from this, what we've seen. And don't forget all the other things we've seen. The Libyan floods that came out of the blue, over 11,000 dead there. Morocco's earthquake, that was absolutely what we got clearly from the guides, was this was technology. This was absolutely not natural.
No, it's not natural. I mean, they have a lot of good things to float around, like look at the planetary alignments and look at this and look at that. But most of that, it's a cover, because the Earth would not be harming her own children. Absolutely not.
Well, and again, we've been disconnected from the planet intentionally, completely intentionally. Afghanistan quakes again claimed thousands more. When do you have not one, not two, but I think there was 4. Exactly 6.3 in the same area. Yeah, and then don't forget the big one in Turkey that also affected Syria. That was huge. That 7.8 quake. I mean, we're talking just horrible. It affected 14 million people, 16% of Turkey's population, and the confirmed death toll almost 60,000 in Turkey and over 8,000 in Syria. One thing after another, and of course, Lahaina, right? Don't forget about Maui. This as well. Now, the weirdest part about Maui was there were so many people that were missing, right? I mean, I saw people saying 1,000 people missing, 800 people missing, 900 people missing. Well, the death toll has increased to 99, but now the people missing are just 6. What? 6? What happened to all these other people? It makes me think about revisionist history, really. This is really a good thing to note. What do we see now? Well, for the first time, we saw definitively lasers taking out rockets, right? And everybody's been talking about lasers as in dew, and not Mountain Dew, but yeah, directed energy weapons, lasers. Well, here you go. We see the technology in play now taking out incoming rockets. And here you have this tweet. They called us conspiracy theorists for saying Jews were responsible for Lahaina. Israel's confirmed to be using the Iron Dome. So again, yeah, what's the difference between conspiracy theory to reality? A couple months, yeah. Again, that term was created by the alphabet soups, and it's just to create plausible deniability. That's all it's about. So real experts, not paid for by the government, are concluding these were microwave-based, not natural fires. And you have experts that are fire forensic arborists explaining the aftermath, and again talking about the simple facts that you have to get to a certain temperature to melt glass and to melt steel, and we see that. And just like in California, we find trees that are standing and structures that are absolutely gone. There's a war on humanity going on, and people, unfortunately, the masses are slowly waking up to this. And as they're slowly waking up to it, we got World War III on our doorstep. Of course, is that a coincidence? No, it's again to take the attention away from the people waking up and starting to understand where the real terrorists are. They're in the governments globally. All governments. There's no saints here. And here we see an encrypted post. The head of Houthis organization threatens to target the Dimona nuclear power plant in Israel. And so we did a video up on Evolutionary, if you missed it, talking about, this came to me in meditation, how what they're doing is they're creating a battle cry, just like that famous Remember the Alamo. Well, the legend goes, the story goes, and again, we have to kind of use that terminology because unless you were there yourself, you don't know. You really don't know. But the story goes again, the few tried to hold off a massive army led by Santa Anna, and they were down to the last single person, every single person lost their life in that battle. So, are they trying to do the same with Gaza? Well, it appears to be so. And, does it get you nauseated? It sure gets me nauseated. There's some people that I have to follow just to keep abreast of what information they're sharing, and yet just even looking at their photos now makes me nauseous. Totally serious. Because, they are so much a part of the power structure that I understand totally that they are sacrificing lives for profits and for control. It's just absolutely nauseating. And then there was a troll that made a statement there like, this is probably one of those paid off channels that yeah, sure. And Cindy was remote viewing him and he was blocked. So this was definitely some sort of well, yeah, or probably working for one of the alphabet soups or the Illuminati. Not even okay. Well, anyway, just to share. So you have 15 underground targets destroyed in the Gaza Strip by Israeli aircraft using high-impact these are massive weapons, bunker busters. They say 2,000 to 5,000. Now they use the word terrorists. You might as well just say people, because again, there was a post I saw where somebody said they opened up their 1905 Bible and looked at it, and it said, the Holy Land, Palestine. And yeah, I mean, we have a couple books that are well over 100 years old. Again, revisionist history is exactly what's always going on. But the U.S. is moving way more troops and equipment, over 50 U.S. military transport planes into the Middle East last 24 hours. Everything is amplifying up because humanity is waking up, and that is very dangerous to the power structure. So this is now saying, yes, the Eisenhower is now heading over to join with the USS Gerald R. Ford in the Eastern Mediterranean. It feels like those ships are doomed. There's the feel, to me anyway, that this is completely being set up. And especially when we saw this go through the Straits of Gibraltar a week ago, and then they said, no, it's going to stay outside in the Atlantic, but now it's in the Straits of Gibraltar again, as you see all the assets over there, which is huge, over 73 ships. I think what they're doing, because again, they already know who's going to win. Everything is orchestrated, and it's not going to be NATO. Again, look at the DEA, GEL numbers that we've covered dozens of times. Many other people have too. If you do a Twitter search, DEA, GEL, you could do many searches. You're going to find video after video where people have talked about these numbers, and you wonder, how could the NATO countries lose 500 to 600 million people in the next 14 months? Well, that would be World War III. So, again, everything is going out according to the demonic plans, as we see here. And again, we're trying to just wake people up and warn people. There is also tweets making the rounds of certain cities that people should evacuate from. And, while, I think the person that tweeted that originally is very dubious, at the same time, it's just common sense. And those, cities are most of your most populous ones. New York, number 1, Los Angeles, number 2. You don't want to be in the biggest cities in the U.S. or in, London for that instance, or Paris. I mean, again, revolution is coming to many places. Just do your best to get yourself and your family situated as best as you can. And obviously, everybody has their own limitations with what they can do. Here you have the Czech Defense Minister, Jana Černochová, calling to leave the UN for supporting terrorism. And, while this is coming out now, if everybody left the UN, that would be a positive step. If the UN was abolished, that would be a positive step. If they abolished all these alphabet soups, that's the only way you're going to get some real change. The complete leadership of the planet has to change. The complete system of the planet has to change. If you're going to have any hope for humanity, these power structures have to be a relic of the past.
This is horrible. I'm watching all of our all of our troops and everything that we have. It's being sent way far away, across the world, and I keep getting this little sneaky little feeling that I really don't like, that a lot of our troops, a lot of our protection is going to be gone. and they're going to trigger the migrants. I mean, I know this is like a really horrible thought, but it keeps coming in my head. And usually when that happens for a reason, that somebody is trying to tap in and bring a message through to me. And I don't like the way things are looking, and it doesn't feel good. And it just feels so set up, like Mike says, to the bitter end. Like they're taking away all of our reinforcements. Everything that we might need to protect ourselves is not going to be here. Yeah, they're taking away all the shepherds, all the watchdogs, and they're going to send them over to watch another hen house, and they're going to leave the hens alone, to fend for themselves. And that's really disturbing. It's a disturbing thought that just keeps going through my head. So I got to share that and just have you guys really be prepared, have backup to your backup, and just be safe and create that protective bubble around yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, think about all the things that you might need in case of emergency or in case you can't get to a store. And things will be rationed in the immediate future. There's going to be rationing. There's going to be shortages. Cindy keeps getting the impression of looking at gas prices and seeing 4 digits. And that's coming too. There's so much that's coming through right now. That's the blessing, is we can hear our guides easier now than ever in our lives, as long as we stay organic and we haven't succumbed to the system. There's going to be a huge awakening. And so, the challenge is to stay alive through this period that's directly in front of us, not succumb to the negativity, the violence, the chaos, but just get yourself out of the way of the chaos as much as possible.
And everybody should have an emergency baby goat that you can put in your hand. I mean, it just does not get any cuter than that. Either an emergency baby goat or an emergency puppy, just in case. One or the other. Or emergency kitten would work too.
Well, that's not a bad idea at all. I love goats. They're adorable. They are. As always, guys, we are very grateful to be sharing this time with you. Stay safe. Much love. Namaste.
Namaste.